Hello, everybody. David Shuster here. There is brutal, and then there's what Democratic House member Jamie Raskin just did to FBI Director Kash Patel. At a House Judiciary Committee hearing, Raskin confronted Patel to his face about the Epstein files and about Patel's reversal on releasing them.
Director Patel, before you joined the FBI, you railed against it for covering up Jeffrey Epstein's human trafficking ring. Let me refresh your memory with this clip.
It has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
So you finished that December 2023 interview with a challenge to the FBI and harsh words for Republicans in Congress for not getting the Epstein files out to the public. You can see this clip.
Boy pants, and let us know who the pedophiles are.
Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are, you said. You emphasized that the president and FBI director each had complete authority to release Epstein's client list.
And on that point, Patel was correct. The president and the FBI director do have complete authority right now to release Epstein's client list.
You said Epstein's black book is under the, quote, direct control of the director of the FBI. Look at this clip.
This is way off the topic, but who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
black book?
FBI.
But who? That is, I mean, there's...
Oh, that's under direct control of the director of the FBI.
All right, so you were sworn in as director more than 200 days ago. Now the black book is under your direct control. So why haven't you released the names of Epstein's co-conspirators in the rape and sex trafficking of young women and girls?
The Rolodex, which is what everybody colloquially refers to as the Black Book, has been released.
Oh, no, you're talking about what the journalist got 5 years ago? No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what you were talking about there,
That's
the black
exactly
book
what I
under
was
the direct
talking.
control of the FBI director.
We have released more material than anyone else before. The Biden administration, Obama administration had the exact opportunities to release this material, and they never did. And if you are telling the men and women of the FBI,
Why
we're
have
not
you
going after
changed your
child
position?
predators. Hang on, you said we're not going after child predators. 1,500 child predators arrested this year, 35%
Okay.
increase,
I'll reclaim my time.
4,700 child victims
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to
found.
reclaim my time if you could instruct the witness. Why have you changed your position? There you were saying it's under the direct control of the FBI director and all of it should be released. Why have you changed your
Everything
position?
that has been lawfully permitted to be released has been released. And as I told you,
Really?
the investigation was limited. And let me make something crystal clear. I never said Jeffrey Epstein didn't traffic other people, other women, and they're not other victims. This is the investigation we were given from 2006, 7, and 8, and the search warrants from 2006, 7, and 8. That's what we're working with.
Well, wait.
In other words, says Patel, it's the fault of President George W. Bush's administration.
Have you released all of the stuff that the FBI has seized from Epstein's house? The computers, the emails, the file cabinets, the documents? What about the financial records? Have you released all of that?
Everything the court has allowed us to
Which
release.
court are you talking about?
3 separate federal courts have come in and said...
We're talking about the
3
evidence you've got. It's got nothing to do with what those courts have.
You have
Raskin is right. The evidence already in the hands of the FBI could be released immediately. The court rulings apply to separate grand jury transcripts that are usually kept under seal until an actual criminal trial.
Wait,
Do you want me to break the law in a federal judge's order?
no, I want you to
satisfy
follow your own
curiosity?
word, Director Patel. You said up there it was under the direct control of the FBI director. He had the black
And
book.
everything I have direct control over, we have gone to court. You haven't.
Complete
We
your
went
sentence.
to court.
Everything you have direct
We-
control over, you said.
have gone to court, and everything we have direct
Director
control
Patel,
over
complete your
and
sentence.
can
You said
lawfully
everything-
Like to
release,
the
we're
gentleman-
releasing.
He'd like to complete his answer.
You began the sentence, everything you have direct control over, and then you stopped that sentence. You've released everything that you have direct control over?
And I have direct control over and can lawfully release. If you're not familiar with the court orders, that's not my fault.
Oh, I'm
Go
perfectly,
look at them.
I'm perfectly
Go to
familiar
court.
with them. But how did we prosecute Ghislaine Maxwell?
She was prosecuted with the investigatory material that was collected from 2001 and 2005 because of the non-prosecution agreements and the court orders on the investigations and search warrants. We were not able to develop new information. And oh, by the way, Jeffrey Epstein was out for 12 years, and the Obama and Biden administration did nothing to look at his work, his pedophile network. If you want to blame me, that's fine. But now you're blaming the men and women who conducted this great search.
Stop that. I'm not blaming anybody other than you. You're not keeping your word. You said that you would release all of the materials under your direct control.
Has anyone released more information on Epstein than I have? Has anyone?
Much more.
Did Comey? Did Ray?
Much more.
Did they?
Excuse me. Much more has come out in the days since the American people and Congress have been demanding it. But it's coming out in dribs and drabs. Why don't you just release the entire file as you promised to do?
I literally just told you there are multiple federal court orders. I'm not going to break the law to satisfy your curiosity.
Again, it's not the law. And Patel is hiding behind court rulings that do not apply to material the FBI has in its possession now.
You have lawyers. You could have shown up. You didn't do that.
That's a tiny fraction of the material we're talking about.
That is not.
It is a tiny fraction.
How do you know that? Have you seen everything?
It's all misdirection.
How do you know?
It's all misdirection, said Raskin. And on that point, attorneys from federal lawsuits who are familiar with the Epstein files say the material includes Epstein phone records. Those records would show who Epstein was in contact with. We know, of course, that Epstein frequently spoke with his 15-year friend Donald Trump, and in material from the Epstein estate that's already been released by House committee, Donald Trump and others allegedly signed cards and notes for Epstein's 50th birthday. The Trump White House denies that is Donald Trump's signature. Amidst criticism of Republican Oversight Chairman James Comer, who is leading a congressional investigation into Epstein, Democrat Jared Moskowitz flipped the script on Republicans in hilarious and epic fashion. It started with Republican Jim Jordan admonishing Democrats about their language directed at Comer.
The committee knows that's not appropriate, and we shouldn't have that kind of language.
And I'm here.
Gentlemen, may proceed.
And I'm here to defend him as by far the best investigator of all time in the Capitol, which is exactly why all of his investigations, which have used, Chinese informants that were prosecuted and Russian disinformation, people from prison. I mean, the main thing he was tasked with last year, right, which was the Biden impeachment, that we had a vote. Oh, no, we never had a vote on that because, of course, he didn't find any evidence. So this morning, our close personal friend, Mr. Comer, said that he was not going to look into the letter or the doodle, the president's doodle. He's a decent doodler, by the way. So he wasn't going to look into whether the signature was a forgery, and I'm concerned about that because this is the president of the United States. If there are forgeries or forgers out there, I think we should investigate it. And in fact, this document is 22 years old. So you're telling me someone 22 years ago went back to the future and forged his signature when he was a Democrat. And somehow this person was Nostradamus, knew he would become a Republican, become president 22 years later. So listen, I submit to you that we can solve this problem for the American people. You don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to take our dear personal friend, Mr. Comer's word for it. Let's bring in a signature expert. You guys pick the witnesses. Bring in your signature experts, swear them under oath, and let's have the signature examined. Is it his or it is not his? We don't have to play games or the president says it's not his, we say it's him. No, let's bring in a signature expert, a referee, because we can't agree on anything, even when it's right in our face, of whether that is indeed the president's signature, or if it's a forgery, we should immediately open up an investigation into this forgery.
From Trump White House claims about forgeries to Donald Trump's statement that the entire Epstein scandal is a hoax, all of this is about to take center stage in Congress yet again. Democrats and a few Republicans are on the verge of having the 218 signatures needed to force a House vote on releasing all the Epstein files. That vote, which could come within a week, would then send the measure to the U.S. Senate. And countless Republicans who have been hoping this story would just go away will face the prospect they have long dreaded: a recorded vote on the Epstein materials heading into an election year. In other words, even if the Epstein materials, including photographs, videos, and call logs, have been shredded or destroyed by Trump's Justice Department, the political problem for Republican lawmakers remains. GOP members will soon have to choose between their constituents, who, according to countless polls, overwhelmingly want the Epstein files released, and Donald Trump, who, for reasons perhaps only known to him right now, wants the materials buried. The story is about to get interesting, and Democrats, including Jamie Raskin, Jared Moskowitz, and others, are already humiliating Republicans and Trump officials to their faces. And for the GOP, it's only going to intensify and get worse. By the way, Donald Trump's recent visit to the UK got drowned out by massive protests.
A number of demonstrators actually projected images of the convicted sex offender along with the president on the walls of Windsor Castle.
Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular from Shirley, who wrote, "I'm so proud of the UK people. Well done. We support you over there for protesting one of the most hated and ridiculous men alive." Indeed. I look forward to reading your comments about House Democrats, including Jamie Raskin, humiliating FBI Director Kash Patel to his face over the Epstein files. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.